I got my Brussels sprouts broth. I cooked my Brussels sprouts, and this is the one serving of that juice. That water, those Brussels sprouts, broth. And I was like, oh, I should come on here and have it with my audience on the internet. I wasn't going to do it, and then I decided, it's Meatless Monday. What's Meatless Monday without Brussels sprouts nowadays? It gives me some pleasure. And I'm having a rest. I wanted to make my bed and empty the dryer. I just don't feel up to it. My wrist, my forearm, and coughing, my sinuses, my throat. And as I'm like, I think, Mom, you'll have to wait till early tomorrow morning because I just don't have the energy. And she can't do it with all her disabilities, ill health. I'm like, you have to wait. She got upset. I was away from her. I was somewhere else. She walked by my door and I did nothing to her and she had a good cry. And I'm like, when other people showed and told my mom crying was my fault, that I physically hurt my mom, and then they showed and told their version of it and they did what they did, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. And the condominium corporation, the security, should, can, could, may, must, and need witness that on surveillance, security cameras on, and reported that to the police. And the police should have been there arresting. Because there's no way when I'm anywhere, home, and or when I went to the garbage room or anywhere else, anyone should, can, could, may, must, and need to, at, on, in, out, from, and by my doors and windows. To, at, on, in, out, and from my doors and windows. Because I didn't give them my permission, my consent. Any bruises that were on my mom were not my fault, including February 23 while I was hospitalized, and my mom came home by herself and had the alleged fall, and my mom and I had to get security and I had to get an ambulance to get my mom to hospital. There's witnesses everywhere, and anyone and everyone that showed and told that as a neurologic disorder, Alzheimer's subtype, traumatic brain injury, alcohol, that my mom was senile, dementiated. I wasn't senile, dementiated. Somebody hurt my mom, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't all animals, and it wasn't all botany, it wasn't all pets, all fur babies, and it wasn't me. Honestly, it wasn't me. And as soon as somebody said, oh, you should put her in a nursing home. Really? Make her worse. She would deteriorate all the more, not get any better. Those doctors that she's had, the three, Dr. Jassim, Norman Thompson, and Dr. Fernando, all wanted my mom to completely and utterly forget, and all names and all who, what, where, when, and how. They wanted my mom and I to forget. And all financially. Because they refused to get mental health care and feel better. In fact, they should have all been jailed by now. The judiciary system is worse than the healthcare system nowadays, You have to live it until you can believe it. Security guards should not be following us from patient relations and all elsewhere. They should have been sorting it already. When my mom and I asked for the security guards to come and escort us here and or there and or here, okay, they should, can, could, may, must, and need did. Although those other people that I mentioned, they should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not escorted by security because they're persecutory delusional. They're afraid of who? Who? Us? We're not going to hurt them physically. We're not going to go to, at, on, in, out, from, and by their front door physically violent. I'm not. Nobody is. Only, social media, virtuals, security cameras all on, all witnessed. I'm not lying. And all alibis, Trans Help, my mom Trans Help Rise, and where we were, all those places, all those security cameras All that information should be made available to police, lawyers, paramedics, I suppose, and justice of the peace, crown and district attorneys, and get them so sorted. Prison is the best place for them. They're not among their own kind. Not my fault. They're the ones that are guilty, not us. And I'm celebrating autumn. I'm trying while recovering, grieving, mourning, etc. The death of my loved one. And it's taken its toll on me. And I've been accused of all sorts by other people. It doesn't matter who they are. They should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not to act on and out from by my neighborhood. And all corporations that allowed them did. I mean, they should, can, could, may, must, and need reprimanded by police, lawyers, crown district attorneys, just the peace, honestly, without or without myself and one or more others suing them, suit them. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they even accused me one time when I was in my mom trans help ride. I'm like, give me the time. What time was that at? We were going by. I said I was in my mom trans help ride at the time. I was even there. That person that accused me of that should, can, could, may, must, and need fired that day. Unemployed. Gone. Gone. And possibly sued, slander, and defamation. You know, with and or without them getting judiciary punished any more than that, you know? A lot of people pray for autumn. As soon as September 1 begins, although summer, not officially autumn as of yet that I know of. It's around the 20th, 21st, somewhere around then. Get ready to celebrate autumn. I like to celebrate it with Brussels sprouts, and then later progress from Brussels sprouts into squash and pumpkin seeds, all the more. Squash and pumpkin seeds, more Brussels sprouts, more sweet potato, and whatever we have is the main course, whatever my mom decides. Does she want turkey and her turkey pie or whatever, you know? But when my mom has a day like this, I mean, I didn't know I was going to feel this way from here up. So, day 2 of that. And I was like, I went to go lie down for a couple hours. But this is helping. All the steam from this. I did not eat lots of calories today. I tried to eat stuff that do I get nauseated later, and I do vomit. I'm going to take a garbage bag with me where I go, and or bring one here, just in case I vomit, because when it was influenza type A, the next week, before the end of the next week, I was out chucking. I was vomiting. I haven't done that yet. And I'm not doing physiotherapy exercises because I don't feel well. I did a little bit this morning, and I just did some sitting ones a little while ago. I lack energy. I just lack energy, and I don't want to lack energy. I can't even speak. I don't want to lack energy. I want to keep myself busy, because the more time I have to think, the more times I cry. That's why I'm taking medication, prescription to sedate those emotions of grieving and mourning. Side effects are often very interesting, although maybe that's part of it too, I don't know. I feel like I have influenza. Oh, this is really good, I like it. I mean, sure, a little bit of salt, iodized salt, a bit of pepper, you know, ground black pepper, whatever, make this all the better, although I like it. know, my mom knew she was photographed and videotaped by some other people, and that should not be kept away. That should not, must not be not kept away from my mom. Knowing all about that, all those. Yes, I did change my pajamas. Amazing, eh? I put some clean ones on. Not because I have to. I just feel like that. But if anybody ever shows and tells my mom and I should and could make us using patients, Credit Valley Hospital psychiatry and senior services and neurology anymore, they're fired. My mom and I deserve greater and better health care. That deserves. Alzheimer's Society maybe helped some other people, although they did not help us any. Such as Credit Valley Hospital, Dr. Judy Fernando, Senior Services, and Neurology. All witnessed and all should, can, could, may, must, and need. Showed and told and show and tell all that evidence. And all other homeowners victimized by those other people, from those other people, as And are there any police officers on my social media and or justice of the peace and or crime or district attorneys and or lawyers and or security guards hear all that? Hear me? I hope they go there and get those people removed. And the person that employed them too. And that new staff come in that are qualified and educated and trained to help a family with head traumas. And alleged, not factual, and evidence such as CT scans and MRIs. And look into the history of it all, including all other health cares elsewhere, such as optometry and alleged retina institutes and alleged cataracts, all that head trauma. Instead of showing and telling the family that they're all senile, they're all neurologically impaired, that they're senile, they have dementia, they're delusional, they have psychosis, they're psychotic. I've seen psychosis and psychotic. I've witnessed other people did. My mom and dad did too. We're not it. We're not it. But those other people, oh yeah, they are. Nobody that's educated, trained, and employed health cares to make the elderly and their families feel better, get well, did that. Been elsewhere to get health care. All before, all during, all later, and all since. All their delusions at Credit Valley Hospital doesn't change anything. Anything and everything is going to come back, including my parents, and my parents' parents, and my parents' parents' parents, and my parents' 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 parents, and all animals, and all botany, and all pets, all fur babies, and myself, and all educators, and all other relationships, and all employers, all that, all of it, and all residential, everything. And I thank God plastic surgery happens and that sutures can close wounds. And those fucking bastard liars in those facilities, ERs, psych ward, and neurology and senior services showed and told. My mother is not well and deserves to be better. She does not have to forget because Dr. Judy, Fernando, and one and more other person insisted. I'm going to help my mom more. You can hear it. You can witness it. I'm not going to hurt my mom one little bit. I'm going to do the best I can before I get more rest. And anybody and everybody that showed and told otherwise that I didn't help my mom, I've helped my mom for more than 45 years. And we've been living together off and on all that time. And when my father was alive, I've been helping her. And all those psychotics that have been around to my family and I, and all those other people related, that's not good. That doesn't say enough about the system. There's got to be changes. And the only changes they have, they fear me, they fear us, they're persecutory delusional, and they're the ones that need the psychiatry. They're the ones that need senior services. They're the ones that need neurology. They're the ones that need the police banging on their door asking them to leave. They're the ones that need security at their doors. They're the ones that can shut up, fuck off, and leave us alone. Leave us be without them. We don't want them. We didn't want other residents coming to, at, on, in, out, from, and by here causing trouble. My mom has good days and bad days. And I've let everybody that needed to know that. My mom has good days and bad days. Head traumas. I tried to give my mom some wine. Didn't last long. Symptoms and behaviors. My mom hasn't had wine since. My mom had traumas. My mom gets headaches and gets disoriented. That's not necessarily, I mean, maybe my mom has something like, I don't know, a bit of obsessive compulsive. I don't know. A lot of people have it and they get very obsessed with organization, you know. Although my mom has been negatively influenced by all those accusers that alleged my mom, the other mentally ill, instead of giving my mom health care. My mom should have been with a specialist that deals with head traumas and concussions and possibly a nervous breakdown. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in the future I get diagnosed with one concerning all I've lived through. But don't go around telling us that we're psychotics because those other people are, and they won't take their meds. And they've been on my social media. They've been on our social media. That's internet trollers, stalkers. How are you feeling now, Mom? Just can't remember that I have injuries. Shit. I'm not very good. My mom's shoulders, my mom's head, my mom's knees, my mom's hips, my mom's back, etc. Oh boy, oh boy. You know, were I to go back to where I used to live and all this with me, I really do believe other people would support my family and I and all those other people I mentioned related instead of the healthcare workers I've mentioned and all the other people, accusers. Because I wonder what happened to us all. Why we've changed physically and emotionally. Behaviors. Because we weren't always like this. That. we remain not as. It's just, would they ever see my mom like in a tank top or a swimsuit? I'd be very horrified. Same with me. They'd be very horrified. I don't even know if all my friends and acquaintances and next neighbors continue living there. I don't know. I didn't keep in touch very. Is Dr. Judy D'Angelo or anybody, senior services, neurology, and psychiatry on my social media today? A little earlier, all since. Didn't help us any. Where's my troll? I mean, anybody tried to scare us out of our home, you know, instead, you know, and the police officers that didn't do their duties, their jobs, their descriptions, duties, all that, you know. Jobs, duties, job description, jobs details, and jobs titles. And all the other emergencies personnel. That's their fault, it's not ours. I put some tea in your room, okay? I'm gonna lie down soon, alright?
Okay. You never pills then, and you don't have to get up again.
Yeah, I'll get your pills before I lie down. Hopefully you take them all. I'm gonna notice that D one. I'll leave this on. Maybe there's some other residents in the background commenting about all, because that's what they usually do is internet trolling stalkers nowadays. doing it for so long, it would surprise me to keep on going. They do stop. When they do stop, it would surprise me because just because they stop doesn't change the past. The past is the past, the history, the geography, the financial. It's all real. And did Dr. Judy Fernando report this and call earlier to the police and hospital security? Dr. Judy Fernandez should can, could, may, must, and all those other senior services in neurology and psychiatry should can, could, may, must, and need fired and expelled from those hospitals without any further more information and contact information about my family and I and all those other people, those others related to us and other people. And hopefully some judiciary punishments too, because we're not the only victims. I just know it. I can't say lots about it, but I just know. Although I just know that we're not the only two victims of it. And my cat and botany, all animals, all botany, all pets, all furbabies. We're not the only ones. We're not the only victims of it all. So obviously, those other people that are neurologically impaired with and or without Alzheimer's subtype, and with and or without brain injury, and with and or without alcohol. And I really do. I hope they get removed, and that within the next 6 weeks or so, 6 months, we get another referral. That, my mom is given, and is for CAT scans and MRIs. All those tests show and tell what's real instead of all those delusions, those other people delusional, to say the least. Everybody that's witnessed my mom and I know that we have our good and bad days as mother and daughters, but we're very close. Mother and daughter. We're very close. I mean, the next appointment my mom should not have with Dr. Judy Fernando and Dr. Jassim and uh, anyone else that's senior services neurology, senior services. It's not helping my mom one little bit. Instead, she gets worse. And I've met more than one other person that's had Alzheimer's. And that's not the same symptoms my mom had, not the same symptoms and behaviors my mom has. And Dr. Judy Fernando didn't believe us that we were in public places and where, when, who, what, where, when, why, and how, and all names we were with. Same with neurology, same with psychiatry. Security has to keep those three other people out. Those three other people are psychotic to think that themselves and three other people that we should, can, could, may, must, and need let them in with and without security. They're not getting in. They're not allowed. That's what security and police are for, and the paramedics too. They're not supposed to have ever been to and on, in, out, from, and by parking and lobby front doors. My doctor prescribed me another medication other than that. My doctors won't give me Dr. Fernando Senior Services prescribed prescription medicines and neurology and psychiatry. Instead, treating it as post trauma stress, grieving, mourning. And because of drug interaction side effects, I can't take even a cough bottle. It's full of. All I could do is rest. When I rest, I cough less. And everybody showed and told that's not true. It's something else. They're liars. It's a flu. Flu goes away. Ugh. And when doctors that I've mentioned, those three other people, in other words, showed and told that we, as patients and family of a patient, should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not inform them and showed and told them what to did and what to do healthcares, in addition to what they were suggesting and wanting to happen. That's not healthcare, that's elder abuse. Dr. Fernando, Norma Thompson, James Maud, Angela Ritchie, Dr. Jassim, and all the other abusers instead of us, my family and I. And all times Dr. Fernando and when more other doctor there that I mentioned, those three other people, delusional that themselves should, can, could, may, must, and need, did, do, be, voices, etc., auditory hallucinations and paranoid thoughts. It's themselves. They're the ones that are mentally ill, not us. All those other psychotics, too. I remember one time I did a history read online about Scotland and a place called Leith. It's been more modernized and tidied up, cleaned up a bit, but before that, when all the alleged psychotics were there in Edinburgh, Scotland, and Stirling infirmaries, etc., gives this city a run for the money, I tell you. This city is something else. It's so bad that when other people online on my social media asked where I'm from, I'm like, I'm from Earth, EARTH. Other people bad. Not the ones online that ask me the questions on the internet. Those were bad. I mean, they want my mom. Somebody asked me, "Oh, why did you put that personal information, that document, on the internet on your community post page, on the internet?" And I'm like, because it's more evidence, more proof that those other people I just mentioned, those doctors and stalkers, tried, showed, and told that we paid rent there. We did not pay rent there. We owned there. We owned elsewhere. We owned. That being showed and told on the internet and the media and published doesn't make it go away. Didn't make it go away. Only other people obsessive compulsive and or delusional deluded themselves it should can could may must and need, although it did not and it does not. With and or without all of us OHIP cards billed accordingly. And all other billings and payments. Oh, other people. Oh. My mom is not allowed to be afraid of me, and she's not allowed to be afraid of my parents, my father, and all animals, and all botany, and all pets, all fur babies, and myself. And all those attempts to did. My mom is borderline persecutory delusional herself. She's paranoid. I'm helping her at everything. I do everything best I can. When I can't, and when I, not like this, when I'm healthier, I like to go for a walk. We often sometimes go for a short walk, quick walk, or we use a taxi and or another ride and or my mom tries help rides. Mostly that. Not that it's any of any. That's what we did for years. I don't know that we'll be doing it anymore, although we did do that for lots of years. That's not me being abusive. That was not me being abusive. We've done that for a long time. Other people abusive, not us. So when other people go to try to arrest us for it, security's cameras, and I did my research, like I said earlier, and I Googled it and I shared the information pertinent to the situations. That I'm not incorrect. I did everything legally, lawfully, and employably. I did everything sane and competent. I told those other people to keep away from us. Although corporations should, can, could, may, must, and need send the police to them a lot sooner and have them arrested, and did not, that I know of. Doesn't mean it can not change from that. Just they ignored security's camera surveillance. I tried to stop police and lawyers and all other people looking at that. Although I looked into it and they should, can, could, may, must, and need showed and told all that evidence. That's the last I'm going to say of it tonight. Honestly, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I just want to get my mom settled for the night and just rest my head on a pillow. Reminds me of your. I peed like that color once before. Maybe that's what I'm drinking. My own urine. Hello, Mountain Dew. Remember Mountain Dew? Mountain Dew. Cheers. Or Brussels sprouts. Gonna go help my mom rest my head. Get this on my wrist. I like that metal bar, although I find when I lie on my arm, even when I wake sleeping, it's painful here. I'm very uncomfortable. I don't like it. This suits me better. It's not the best, and it's not the worst, although it suffices. Got my tea. Adjourn for the night. I hope you've had a good meatless Monday. I did not eat actual meat. I did not eat chicken. I did not eat turkey. I did not eat beef. I did not eat steak. I did not eat pork. I did not eat meat. Vegetarian, although I did not eat meat. Meatless Monday next week, I promise. I should can could may must and need to do a better meatless Monday, and I will. I can. I'm going to. I don't want to disappoint my audience, internet, my fans, my viewers. BER. September. BER. October, November, December.